go, 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 go.
Hi, this is We Love It Raw with A.S. Caldero, Chris Corey, The Future, and V-Ness. Please subscribe, listen, share, tag, make people hear this. This is a great show. Thank you guys. We love you.
You want it raw? You love it raw? Well, on your show, buddy, make sure you let them know you love it raw.
I respect no one at any time. I am the beast, Brock Lesnar. Plain and simple.
Why does any of this surprise you?
What?
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania? What about WrestleMania?
Can Roman Reigns stop your client, Brock Lesnar?
No. Anything else?
No, thank you.
When are you going to talk to Roman?
Later on tonight.
Here?
Yes.
Good. Maybe I can meet this guy.
Do you mind if I'm the one that asks the questions here tonight? With all due respect. I've got nothing to hide. And I'm awfully proud of you for what you accomplished last night. I respect it greatly. I also know Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But more importantly, The Rock knows Brock Lesnar. And here's a part of your family history that is not told down to the next generation. Because in 2002, The Rock ruled the roost around here. The Rock, just like Brock is now, was the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE heavyweight champion of the world, laying the Smackdown all across the globe. The one, the top guy. And everybody's fantasy was that was going to last forever. Until that fantasy ran up against the reality in a new guy, like you're the new guy, the next big thing, like I think you're the next big thing, in a rookie by the name of Brock Lesnar. And when that rookie Brock Lesnar got his hands on The Rock, Brock Lesnar took at will the WWE World Heavyweight Championship away from The Rock. Now surely you remember their epic rematch on pay-per-view. You don't. You can't. Because The Rock never asked for a rematch with Brock Lesnar. Because one match with Brock Lesnar was all The Rock could handle. And that's the one thing I don't get, that The Rock doesn't tell you what you're up against at WrestleMania. Why? A family member, your cousin, your uncle, again, with respect, your blood doesn't tell you not just who you're fighting, but what you're fighting. I get it. You're the one to beat the one in 21 and 1. My question, sir, Roman, with all due respect, how are you going to handle disappointing your family when you lose to Brock Lesnar? Because you can't beat Brock Lesnar. Not today, and certainly not at WrestleMania. How are you going to handle that disappointment when you lose in the main event at WrestleMania?
With all due respect, I'll answer that to Brock Lesnar. Unlike him, I don't respect you.
Okay, this is my thoughts on this year's Royal Rumble. But first, let me give a quick shout out to Alex, Chris, and Vanessa, and all the rest of y'all that's in New York. I hope you're staying safe out there and all that snow. Watch yourselves out there. This year's Royal Rumble was pretty much a disaster. It was a lackluster show. The best highlights were the return of the New Age Outlaws, probably seeing the Divas the Divas tag match, because I thought it had a lot of good spots in it, and as well as seeing Bray Wyatt's performance in the Royal Rumble and the return of The Rock. And none of that could save this pay-per-view considering how bad it was. The fact that they eliminated Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose like pails of garbage made it even more ridiculous. They pretty much buried the entire roster in a matter of a few minutes. I mean, you made the entire roster look weak. You had these two old dinosaurs known as Kane and Big Show just manhandling everybody. The best performance of the night by far was definitely by Bray Wyatt. He eliminated everyone. He looked strong as hell in this match. Like I was saying, it's just a shame that that's what they keep doing with Bray Wyatt, that he probably could be so over. And look at all the matches he had with Dean Ambrose this year. You know, it's just a shame that this pay-per-view was booty. It's my best word to describe it. It was a booty-ass pay-per-view. So disappointed in it, you know. And again, I feel bad for Roman. I feel extremely bad for Daniel Bryan, because he should have won the Rumble this year. It was clearly obvious. But I think the fans would have been happy with it if there wasn't going to be Daniel. They could have let Dolph, Dean, Bray. Hell, they were chanting for Rusev at the end of the night that it was so bad. You know, The Rock himself, again, he couldn't save it. That was the only time that the fans stopped booing for The Rock, and that was just for a matter of seconds, and they went right back to booing Roman. You know, I mean, the crowd chanting everything. The crowd, you know, the commentators try to save it, saying bullshit, bullshit. They're not saying bullshit because of the attack by Kane and Big Show. They're saying bullshit because this is a ridiculous result to this pay-per-view.
We love it. Raw!
2015, first pay-per-view of the year. Chris Corey, the future. Mr. Cardero. We love it raw. The Royal Rumble. Chris Corey!
Well, since there was no Raw.
Why would you... Anyways.
What
happened first, Chris?
The Rumble.
Okay, so
but I'm just
be
saying,
smart.
I'm just saying,
smart.
I'm just saying to
Be
all,
smart.
I'm just saying to all the fans out there.
Do you read the middle of the book first, and then you go to the beginning?
I don't even read. All right, shut up.
Oh, you don't read. Okay, that says a lot. Anyways,
shut up. I don't read.
Anyways, talk about the Rumble, okay?
But the only thing I'm going to talk about, because other than that,
the only thing you can talk about.
But the only two, and a little bit of SmackDown, because I'm going to talk about the Hunter announcement.
You really like going to the end of the book.
Well,
right?
I'm just giving the fans what they want. All right.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. All right, there, Roman Reigns. So, the preludes matches to the Rumble were okay. It wasn't all that. The only thing I thought was really... The two things I thought from the Rumble were good was the triple threat match. That really had you going. Lesnar dominated it, but Seth Rollins held his own.
That was by far the best triple threat match I've ever seen in my whole
life.
life.
It was.
Because triple threat matches usually tend to be sucky.
Yeah, but this one they had...
This was the best triple threat I've ever seen.
They had combustible elements in that ring, and I thought it was good.
All three of them did stellar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even as much as I hate John Cena, he put up a valiant effort. Brock Lesnar, as always, dominated. But he could do more moves than just doing those German suplexes. You know?
He did a double German suplex.
Yeah, I thought that was really
good. To J&J Security.
Yeah, I thought that was really good, though.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, Rollins, okay, he didn't win, but still.
He showed out.
He showed out.
He's the showstopper.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it proved that he is legitimately, I think, in my opinion, ready to be a champion. And don't be surprised with this performance that Rollins had Sunday. All right? When you get to WrestleMania, he wins that title by cashing in the Money in the Bank. On whoever it is. Whether it's Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns. Don't be surprised.
If the title match ends up being Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns is going to win.
Yeah, but then you're going to see a cash-in.
And that'll be
Seth Rollins.
Perfect harmony to see Seth Rollins on Raw the next day.
Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that's how they want it to happen, but who are we to say anything? I mean, that's how I think it's going to happen. It's now almost looking like it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to have that actually happen now. And if they don't do it that way, then what do they have up their sleeves after WrestleMania for Seth Rollins. When are they going to have him cash in that Money in the Bank contract if he doesn't cash it in at WrestleMania? You see what I'm saying? I mean, if he cashes it in, yes, it's a golden opportunity. But what if he doesn't cash it in? What would they have him? When would they have him win that title? Because the time after that, the contract briefcase will be running out until Money in the Bank.
He'll cash it in with Reigns.
So
I'm pretty sure, just because it makes sense. In every angle.
It's almost a foregone conclusion, like I was saying earlier. It's almost a foregone conclusion now.
Because no one wants Roman particularly. Not everyone is on board. So for him to lose the belt right away.
I mean, I'm on board with Reigns, but
I'm more
on board with Rollins as well.
All right, look at it like this: who's more developed with their character?
Well, it's Seth Rollins.
There we go. When you're in school, you give the better grades to the people that are performing.
Right. You give it to your top students and all that.
Pretty much is what I'm saying.
Right.
Give it to Roman and then immediately loses it. That way you start building heat to when you finally get it again, it's going to be that much more special.
Yeah.
For Roman.
Okay, I'm happy they had him win the Royal Rumble. That's one step. The second step would be having him win it, but not holding on to it. Give him a taste of what it's like to actually have the big prize in your hand. Hold that prize. Relish the moment. Seth Rollins' music pops on. He comes in. He cashes the briefcase. Boom. You're going to have an eruption at WrestleMania for Seth Rollins winning the title. To the Authority. So, if you look at it,
the Authority always wins.
It's a win for Seth Rollins, but it's a win for Triple H as well. Because he'll get what he wanted.
It makes sense. It really does.
It really does.
The heel needs to succeed this time because Daniel Bryan succeeded last year.
Yes.
So you kind of need to switch it up.
Yes.
But that match,
it was good. Oh.
If you don't want to watch the Rumble because you heard it sucked, I don't blame you. But watch that match. Watch the
that triple threat match was incredible.
Seth Rollins put his body on the line.
Oh, God, yeah. That was by far one of the best triple threat title matches I've ever seen in history. No matter what. I was on the edge of my seat. But enough about that. Well, I want to talk briefly about the Rumble. One big surprise was...
At number 3!
Was Bubba Ray Dudley.
Wow! I've been out of touch with TNA for a while, so it really surprised me.
And for him to come home to a place...
With the glasses? Oh,
yeah,
man.
For a place that he started in ECW, as a legitimate icon of that company, he got a big hand.
And he had a good run in the ring, too. Like, it's not like he went in there and got thrown out.
Yeah, he
had a good run.
He eliminated Miz and R-Truth, but then that was it. But the pop he got, I thought, was really good. The pop he got was incredible. And it was good to see Bubba Ray back. I was waiting for Devon, but maybe...
The crowd was chanting.
Yeah, we want Devon.
We want Devon.
Yeah, we want Devon and all that. But I thought it was really good to see...
That was really cool.
It was really good to see Bubba Ray.
It was a really good start.
And then you had Daniel Bryan come in.
No, first Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Bray Wyatt. An incredible performance this year at the Royal Rumble. For his very first Royal Rumble.
His very first, because last year he had a stellar match with Daniel Bryan, one-on-one.
Yes.
Which is the best singles match I've seen in years. And now he's...
And he lasted well over 30 minutes.
He was at the top 5 or 6.
He was near the last 4. He was near that.
And he called everyone out in the back saying, "This is Bray Wyatt."
It's an open challenge, and I thought he was really going to win it. I mean, the way they had him going and going.
Bray Wyatt is organically going to be a champion one day. He's not being forced down our throat.
Maybe next year or the year after that, I say he takes.
He's the type that his mystique, he doesn't even need a title. Is what I'm saying.
No,
he can do big matches, and he doesn't need a title to make his matches special.
Exactly.
That's why in that ring, when that Wyatt moment happened with all three of them, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Even though Rowan was not supposed to be in...
That was stupid. I mean,
stupid,
come on.
I like how...
They had the Wyatt family
I like how
reunion.
Luke Harper said, let's go at Bray, and then
he changed his mind at the last second.
Bray and Luke started beating up Eric Rowan.
I mean, then, as you went on, then we had Daniel Bryan. Had a good showing in the Royal Rumble. Not the best showing.
He had a lot of spots. So everybody that was mad that he got thrown out too early, he had a lot of good spots. He had a lot of superstar spots, like from the top rope. A lot of knees to Bray.
But now let me ask you a question. With him being out of the Royal Rumble now, will he weasel his way into WrestleMania like he did last year?
I don't think so. I think that they need to really find something awesome for him to do. Because the reason I don't blame them for not giving it to Daniel Bryan is he just came back. He's injury prone.
Yeah.
He's not in the ring like he was. He's now doing that, but he's been off for so long. You need to get your running feet back.
So you're saying
not this year, but next year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, because you can't give the same conclusion every year.
No.
And you don't want Daniel Bryan going to the main event and losing.
But you heard what Daniel Bryan said. He's going to try to find a way to get into WrestleMania again.
Of course. I think he's going to be top 3 important matches.
Who he goes against is done.
Is another question.
There was a possibility I read online that you'll have Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Yeah, but that sounds like who cares? It really does.
Because if you think about it, how long has Sheamus been out now?
No, I don't want that.
But that's what they're leaning towards. Sheamus, Daniel
I'm
Bryan.
sure they are, but
again, a rematch. Or when they were in Miami. That's another rematch if you come to think about it. It was a couple years ago in Miami, okay? You're going to... Actually, WrestleMania 28. It was WrestleMania 28 when he lost in 17 seconds, Daniel Bryan. But if you want to do it that way, you got to think of something better. But that's
like
here
you were
and there.
saying about the actual match, when he got thrown out, everybody started booing. That's when the real boos started.
Yeah.
It wasn't personal with certain people. It was just like...
And it got heavier with Roman Reigns. You notice that?
Once they started tossing out people that they really loved...
Like Ziggler,
Bryan, and Sandow, and Bubba, it was starting to...
Even DDP! I mean...
DDP, but that's not a realistic win, though.
No!
So, I'm saying everybody that else I mentioned is a realistic
like
win.
Ryback, too. He got a good cheer about that, too, you know. For the people that were, ousted, when you seen him make the Authority come back and all that, those are the ones, the fans really liked. I'm just saying, okay, Bubba Ray wasn't part of it, but still, he has a history with Philadelphia and all that, okay? So he got a good pop. Ryback got one. Mizdow got an exceptionally good pop. Except for when the Miz tried to...
But either way, people were booing because they're thinking about the end result.
Exactly. But did you notice that when Reigns wanted, the boos just started raining down?
Before Reigns won, the boos started when Reigns arrived.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I resaw it today.
Yeah.
He came out and the boos automatic because at that point Daniel Bryan already lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, and everybody in the internet knows it's either Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns.
Right.
That's winning this.
He
didn't even see Daniel Bryan in the ring. So when he came out, the boos automatically started.
It was raining.
And I listened to it in headphones this time with a different type of angle because the headphones sound different from the TV. You can really hear the boos in the headphones.
Oh, it was bad. It was.
The more it progressed, the more you knew he was really gonna win.
Right.
Ziggler get tossed out.
Mm-hmm. It was bad. I mean,
the boos were like Batista's wasn't anything compared to this year's boo.
Yeah, I mean
we thought last year was bad that Batista got booed.
Yeah, I.
And the ironic part is that Roman Reigns and Batista were the last two last year.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted Roman Reigns to win last year.
Mm-hmm.
And now the fans turn on him.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is going to be the sign Hey, I didn't get the fan support. Screw you. I'm gonna like go against you guys now because you don't show me the support. This and this. I'm gonna go against you now. That's how it could be happening, Maybe it'll happen after WrestleMania that they're gonna turn Reigns bad.
But let's talk about he won on his own merit. I'm putting quotations.
Yeah, quote unquote with The Rock.
But The Rock, his cousin, came out. And it was horribly massacred.
Oh, it was bad. I mean, for a Royal...
If you see the face that Rock makes when he lifts up Roman Reigns' hand and he looks at the crowd like, I'm not used to this. I haven't felt like this in a long time.
Yeah.
Since Rocky died.
Oh, since the Attitude Era years. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, he hasn't felt that way in like 20 years. Because, Smackdown first started 15 years ago. And
1999.
And it took him like 4 or 5 years to actually be The Rock. Like, to be the actual headliner.
Yeah, I mean...
So he hasn't felt heat like that in a long time.
Oh, man.
They cheered him when he came out alone.
Of course!
Don't get me wrong. But once he lifted Roman Reigns' hand, it was boom.
Oh, man. I mean...
They was not feeling
I'll be honest with you. I mean, that was one of the worst endings in Royal Rumble history that I've seen. And I've been watching the Rumble for a very long time.
The way that Big Show and Kane were choking each other, walking towards the ropes.
That was
the worst.
Oh,
and also, Titus O'Neil was supposed to tie Santino's record for 1 second, and they botched it, and Vince McMahon's pissed.
Really?
He did 4 seconds. If I rewatched it today, Dean and Roman Reigns were supposed to get him over the rope right away, and they did it, and it didn't happen the first time, and they had to re-push.
So he was going to come in and then get right back out.
Yeah.
He was going to be like a 0-0-0 type of guy, right?
He was going to, they were trying to break Santino's record or at least match it.
Wow. Man,
and Vince is pissed. Because he said that's the only thing that had to be on time. On the whole Royal Rumble. That's the only thing that had to be key.
That was bad. I mean,
Roman Reigns was a part of that.
I was disgusted by the ending of the Royal Rumble. I mean, the pay-per-view itself had its ups and downs. It really
I actually liked the pay-per-view overall. But the ending was so bad. It was just like you watch a movie that 80% of the movie's good, and then the last 20% of it sucks.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, imagine that.
It caught the peak at the triple threat match,
and it
gained momentum, and it gained high momentum after Bubba Ray showed up, and it got even higher momentum when Daniel Bryan came in. I mean, when Bray Wyatt came in, and then it just climbed to another level when Daniel Bryan came in. Okay, but when Bryan got out, the momentum just went down. When Bray Wyatt got eliminated, it went way down. Ziggler, it just crashed.
It was over.
It crashed. There was no rebounding that. I agree. The peak moments were coming. The triple threat match, it gained when Bubba Ray came back. It gained higher, like I said, when Bray. And it climbed to the top of the mountain. It climbed to its peak when Daniel Bryan came in, and then it just crashed like the stock market of 29. It was horrible.
Did you catch the segment after Mania, the Fallout, with The Rock and Roman Reigns after the match talking? Like, a microphone was... It was so bad. You didn't watch that?
No.
It was so bad. Like, it's so bad it's good to see a train wreck. The Rock was baby carrying Roman Reigns with his promo.
Oh, yes, I did see that. I did see that, yes.
And Roman Reigns was there like a deer in the headlight, with the headlights, like staring into space. And he was acting like a kid. You notice that? Rock was saying funny stuff, and Roman Reigns was throwing little gun with his hands, look at that. Look at the Fallout show towards the end. Roman Reigns is stuck. Roman Reigns can't even get help from The Rock. When you don't look strong next to The Rock, something is wrong.
That's why I'm telling you, a heel turn is imminent with Roman Reigns.
It has to happen because you don't want him to fall off the position. You know what the thing is? It's kind of like, the only reason I don't want it to happen is not because I don't like Reigns. It's because I want him to be very good and not peak too early.
Mm-hmm.
That's my concern.
Right. Now, if they turn Reigns bad, does he join the Authority? Yes.
Whatever. No, I think really the smartest thing to do is either what you said, Seth Rollins getting the Money in the Bank,
Then he cashes in against Roman Reigns.
or Paul turns on Brock. He's the new Heyman guy.
I never
Roman
thought
Reigns
about.
as a
I
heel.
never thought about that.
So those are the only two scenarios that I'll be okay with.
I never thought about.
Any
that.
of those two scenarios, I'm good with.
Yeah.
If Seth walks out, and who knows, by the end of it, it may be a double turn, like they say. Roman Reigns turns heel that night. Seth Rollins
Turns good.
turns good by cashing in and gets the belt from Reigns, and then Reigns fights him in the next pay-per-view with Heyman.
So that would mean Seth Rollins would be out of the Authority then.
Well, I don't know.
That's just speculation right now.
Yeah, this is all just fantasy, but
We're not the head writers of WWE.
yeah, we're not. We never claim to be, but
No. I mean, we come up with good ideas, but
watch that Fallout thing, man.
I
Roman
gotta
Reigns was
rewatch.
just dead in
I gotta
air.
rewatch that later.
Air, man.
I gotta rewatch it.
It's so bad, man.
It sounded bad.
He needs to change it up. But anyways, that was the end of Royal Rumble review. And guess what? I loved it. And the next day, there was a snowstorm, and they
AKA Blizzard.
Yeah, blizzard.
Flop.
And they canceled Raw. So I kind of watched it, and they replayed
The Royal
two main
Rumble.
events.
Yeah, the Rumble and the Triple Threat.
And the Triple Threat.
They had to fill some airspace.
Yeah, they had to fill it up. But I very much did enjoy every interview. My least favorite is the Roman Reigns one by himself because it's so bad. But the Triple Threat talk, as I'd like to call it, Heyman asked Michael Cole to leave the room, and he volunteered to interview Roman Reigns.
Wow.
And he pretty much heard up Michael Cole, made him leave, and he took over the interview.
Nice.
And that interview was immaculate. Check it out if you haven't. And Roman Reigns, he's okay. He's trying. But Brock Lesnar, with very few words that he says, he hits it on the nose. And that's the important part. That's what he has to learn from Brock. That you don't have to talk a lot. You just have to, when you do talk, say the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just say, I'm going to kick your ass.
Right.
And he said in the promo, I'm a steamroller.
Mm.
And Roman Reigns is not going to be able to understand, like, cannot handle the steamroll that I am.
I mean, and then,
Oh, he said, Heyman respects you, but I don't.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even bother.
Daniel Bryan's interview was okay. But I also, before I even talk about Smackdown, which was really, really raw.
Exactly, yeah, you got to think about it. Yeah, I know.
But in the middle of that, I caught NXT. And I'm very much enjoying. I wasn't into Sami Zayn, and I'm still kind of not into him. I like him. I respect him.
I'll be honest with you. I think they could have brought a couple of NXT guys into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I agree. They should have. But like I was saying, also, I like Kevin Owens.
I heard a lot about this guy.
That KO shirt is horde. I might get that Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I heard about how this guy is building himself up.
That he's like the highest selling NXT superstar, like his shirt sales.
Really? Yeah, I heard
His
about
KO
something.
shirt.
I heard about that.
And he's fighting Sami Zayn for the NXT Championship at the TakeOver pay-per-view special event.
When is that?
It's I forgot what the date is, February something, probably like 2 weeks from now.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. But this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And it's gonna be a 4-way Divas match for the WWE NXT Women's title. Is gonna be Sasha Banks, which I find out, maybe I'm false on this, but she's Snoop Dogg's niece.
Sasha Banks?
Sasha Banks. I blew my mind. I heard that on a podcast earlier today.
Really?
And I seen them in a picture before, but I didn't think anything of it.
She's related to Snoop Dogg, you said?
Or at least very close. And you know how people call each other cousin when they're not really cousins? Maybe they're at least very close.
Alright, I'm gonna look that up.
Sasha Banks, I'm a huge fan. Becky Lynch, which I said a while back. Remember, I said there's a girl that looks like she could join the Wyatts.
Mm-hmm. You were right. You were right about that.
And she's very dark.
Yeah,
and
her real name is Kastner Vernado. She is a cousin of Snoop Dogg. Her favorite wrestler growing up was Eddie Guerrero. She is a fan of K-pop music and the anime Sailor Moon.
There we go. It's a small world after all. So Snoop Dogg got a niece in NXT.
Yeah. I'm sorry you don't see Snoop Dogg in NXT. Like you see with Flair.
Which is good because I like Sasha Banks on her own rights. And that's awesome.
Now, speaking of Sasha Banks, you saw that WrestleMania 24 access of WrestleMania 30 backstage?
Yeah.
Did you notice that those three girls were from NXT? They were the Triple H girls?
The only reason I knew a few days before because they post pictures of them as Triple H's. But I just found that out recently anyway.
I did not. I just found that out like you did. We're going to go into that in a little bit because I want to talk about that. I mean, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be later on.
But, like we said, we'll talk about that shit later. I mean...
But let me continue what I was saying.
Go right
ahead. It's a 4-way for the title. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, which I said could be a Wyatt woman. She has that real grungy look, kick-ass look.
Really?
Dark hair.
Becky Lynch?
I think that's her name. Lynch something. Becky Lynch, I think. She's a badass. She's rolling with Sasha Banks like they're kind of like a duo. And it's going to be Charlotte. And it's going to be Bayley.
You mean Rebecca Knox?
Well, in NXT, she's something else. I don't know about Becky Knox. I don't know her name. I don't know.
Yeah, that's her ring. Yeah, her real name is Rebecca Knox. Rebecca Knox. She is going under the name of Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, there we go.
In the NXT development, under the name of Becky Lynch, correct. From Dublin, Ireland, she's 28 years old. So, she's been in the business for quite a while.
She has that real grungy look.
Yeah, she's been in the business for a while.
She's really good in the ring, too.
Yeah,
Those four girls are going to have an outstanding match. If not for anything else, watch that 4-way Divas match for the title. And then watch the main event with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's all I have to say about NXT, but you know what? It's a really good show. Up next, let's talk about live SmackDown because of the snowstorm.
AKA Raw, if you want to.
AKA Raw.
If you want to think of it that way.
All the people that had tickets for Raw were basically in SmackDown Live.
Exactly.
So and Triple H started the show.
He's going to say he's going to make a blockbuster announcement
on Monday.
On Monday from Denver. Yes, fans, there will be a Raw Monday night unless Denver somehow gets caught with a blizzard. And then you have another flop of Monday Night Raw.
I don't think so.
I don't think so this time, man. But you never know. This is Mother Nature. But he's going to come out with a blockbuster announcement. They says it's going to shake WWE to its foundation. We think it's going to be regarding the Royal Rumble.
It would be funny if they throw Curtis Axel in there. Because you see all the things about Curtis Axel, right? He was never eliminated.
He was never eliminated.
So he's basically... What if Triple H makes like a title, like a #1 contender match, him and Curtis Axel, and then they cheat him out of it? I don't know. I'm just fantasy booking here, but
because you were right. You were right. Axel was never eliminated from the Royal Rumble. So technically, the Royal Rumble never ended.
So you put Reigns and Axel in a match and see what happens. You can make Reigns win anyway, but it'll be funny just to do that.
Exactly. Good point, because you think about it, Axel never was eliminated. He never even entered the Royal Rumble. He never got into the ring. He wasn't a legal participant.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah.
So if you think about it, like I said, the Royal Rumble technically is not over.
Yep. Redo.
So that's the one thing we're thinking that is going to be the big blockbuster announcement from Triple H. Also, he said at Fastlane that he's going to call out the man they call Sting. Well, even though they don't want him to be called that, they want him to be called the Vigilante, but I still call him, the man they call Sting because of his days in WCW. So they're going to have a one-on-one, face-to-face confrontation at Fastlane.
And guess what? It's free $99.
Oh, God.
For February.
I know.
It's going to be free for new subscribers.
Didn't they do that a couple...
All you have to do is just put another email if you already did it before. Hey, not to spoil, to leak what you can do.
But didn't they do that a couple months...
You got a second email, buddy.
Didn't they do that a couple months ago?
They did it for Survivor Series.
They did it for Survivor
So basically, Sting is connected to
every
free month.
You got free Rary. You have free Vember and all that.
Did you just say free Rary?
Free February, free Rary.
We've taken the dumbness to another level on this show.
Yeah, because if you think...
You witnessed this.
Because if you think about it, we had free Vember from November, free Vember.
Oh, man. So
and now you got...
This show's hitting a new low.
And then you got free Rary.
You know how many eyes rolled out there from what you just said?
What are you gonna have?
Oh boy, these guys.
What are you gonna have next? You know, just free Gust,
February, like
February, yeah.
And free. It's gonna be free $99. So
it's free $99. Okay, we just crashed. We're
done.
We did the Royal Rumble in our own way.
But that's gonna be very interesting to see Sting. Hopefully, something.
Because that's gonna be
develop to the.
That's gonna be the build up to the match.
Yeah, and I really not. The number one thing that I really want to happen is Undertaker confronting Bray Wyatt. There's nothing.
That's going to happen very soon.
Because the Bray Wyatt promo on SmackDown was amazing. The best thing from SmackDown, period. He said he's not afraid of anything dead or alive.
Yep, that's referring to the dead man.
Or no, he said alive or dead.
Or whatever. We get the hint.
Just and you listen to it
before
he even said that dead or alive. You knew it was Undertaker just by everything else he said.
Mm-hmm.
So, just that match at Mania will make up for Roman Reigns.
Oh, God, yeah.
And Brock Lesnar. So.
That's going to put that match to the grinder. Okay? So, it's going to be... Fastlane is shaping up to be...
Pretty good.
Pretty good so far for a first-time pay-per-view.
We also got John Cena versus Rusev.
I heard they're going to have Rusev win that match because they don't want to have Rusev to be a pushover to John Cena.
Well, sounds good. I like this match. And
but who will beat Rusev? Is there anybody out there that can beat this guy? And when?
All I know is Mania is gonna be made up for in other ways.
Oh, in more ways
so
than
you
one.
don't have to worry about not watching Mania because of this and that. Mm-hmm. And I must say, people that #cancel WWE Network, let me tell you something right now. You're the biggest buffoon, idiot, pea-brained,
jerk off,
applesauce begging
bastards,
losers.
I would have played it differently.
Are stupid and don't understand that this is to piss you off on purpose. You have to understand that you're gonna buy it again when WrestleMania comes around.
Exactly.
So stop being an idiot. And just the fact that everything else the WWE Network has, why wouldn't you get the WWE Network?
I'm sure a lot of people canceled the network after the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they did. There was a lot of people posting the actual canceling. But them same idiots are going to be the ones that come back for WrestleMania. Because they want to watch it.
I mean, yes, it hit a million a million subscribers. I'm glad, It's showing.
Triple H announced on SmackDown.
It's showing that it's
a million.
It's getting good. It's getting better. It's progressing.
And the UK really helped put that million over the top.
Yes. But for those jerk offs, those ass wipes that decided, oh, the Royal Rumble was a piece of shit, we're going to cancel the network, you're
You know
missing
why
out.
you're an idiot? The biggest reason?
You're missing out.
No,
You
no.
got Fastlane coming up and you're going to miss that.
Alright, delete everything else. NXT, whatever. It's $9.99 a month, first of all. You used to pay $60, $50. Second of all, the main event was the best triple threat match in history. So, just that, you should shut up.
Yeah.
Just that. Shut up. You're an idiot.
I mean, you didn't cancel the network. I didn't cancel
I
it.
didn't even think that's not.
That was a weird thing on my
That's the
mind.
most unrealistic. You know how much things I watch on the network? Like,
Why
even
would
if
you
there
watch
was
it?
no new wrestling going on, I would have.
Let me tell you something about the network.
It's
Okay.
only $9.99.
Let me tell you this. Okay.
I don't understand people.
Let me tell you this.
You spend more on eating cheeseburgers on one afternoon than you do
Okay.
you fat slob.
Okay.
I'm getting all riled
Let
up.
me tell you something about the network here.
Idiots.
Okay. Let me tell you something. I watched the Royal Rumble Sunday. I watched it again just the other day. Okay. I watched the Monday Night Raw from 2013, which emanated from Brooklyn. The one that I went to with Joe and Vanessa. Okay? I watched that one again. Okay? I watched the March edition of Raw from Brooklyn on my birthday. I watched that again. I watched the one in October when The Rock showed up. I watched it again. I watch other things on the network. Oh, because the Royal Rumble sucked? Oh, I'm going to cancel it? The fuck out of here.
That guy, if you're listening to this, I really mean this. I don't care if you listen to my show anymore, because you're an idiot. You're that dumb that I can take one less view than listen to this idiot that canceled the WWE Network. It's only $9.99.
And
You know
it's
how serious, how ridiculous.
And think of
you
it,
are right now?
and Alex, think of it this way: Sunday it's gonna be free. Okay, from the 1st to the end of February, it's free. Freewary, okay? Freewary. Shut up. Okay, Freewary. Shut up. Okay, when do you see this happening? Not often. It happened in November. You had Freevember. Shut up. Okay?
I didn't say anything.
You had Freevember and then you got Freewary. Don't start. But anyway.
Can people hear my eyes rolling? Because
No, they
that
can't.
doesn't show through audio.
But I'm telling you right now, they want to get more more subscribers. And by having it free in February.
And you know what's the genius behind that? The Stone Cold podcast
With
is
Triple
this
H.
Monday, February 2nd.
Groundhog
with
Day.
Triple H,
By the way,
which is my favorite WWE wrestler of all time.
That I'm watching. You're watching.
H.
You're watching that Monday night, right?
I have to have a Red Bull that day. Because
Oh, that's gonna be good. What he did with Vince, he's gonna do even worse with Hunter.
this is gonna be his second podcast that I'm aware of. First one, he did one with Jericho, which was tremendous.
I gotta watch that one.
It was just audio.
I gotta listen to it.
It was really good.
But the one he did with Vince was really good. And this one, Monday night with Hunter, whew, it's gonna go to the next level.
The Game with Steve Austin.
And just think,
I can't think of
and
anything
just
better.
think, Austin he's doing now the second podcast on the network with his two biggest rivalries, Vince and Hunter. Okay?
No, The Rock is bigger than Triple H.
But he had a rivalry that was pretty good with Hunter, though.
Triple H was really close.
Okay? But it's going to be good. I'm curious to see the questions he's going to ask. And I have a feeling one of them is going to be the Royal Rumble.
So let's talk about content from the WWE Network. You want to talk about
that WWE 24, all access to WrestleMania 30. I thought was really good.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was good.
What was the kid's name again?
Connor.
Connor. I shed no jokes, all jokes aside. I was tearing
Yeah.
from that kid.
Yeah.
That whole story that hit the soul.
Yeah.
Even if you're not into wrestling and you watch that, if you don't feel anything, there's something wrong with you.
And it was good, how they showed preparations, backstage talks, and all that. I thought it was good. And then when they got to the Undertaker segment, I thought that was really, really good. The different people posting, like tweeting and all that. Oh, is this the Undertaker's last match? People from the Miami Herald, from the New York Times, the Sun, whatever. All people around the world were in disbelief. And then you see Vince come out and say, yeah, we need help. And they show the ambulance. I thought that was really good. Because that's something you don't see when you watch a pay-per-view on the network. You don't know what's going on backstage.
Like you mentioned earlier, the women that assisted Triple H
were from NXT.
From NXT, one of my favorites, Sasha Banks. Another one of my favorites, Charlotte. And the third one, I forgot her name.
I forgot her name too.
Something Bliss. Alexa Bliss or something like that.
Yeah.
And all three of them are good in the ring.
And they were glowing.
And they were very good.
And knowing that they were glowing because, number one, you're side by side.
Nothing of it either.
No.
When we watched WrestleMania.
Yeah, okay, when we saw Mania, we didn't think, we were like, these are just 3 local women from the New Orleans area that are going to be assist.
And Sasha said it. She said they easily could have got models for this.
Yeah. But
they chose us, and this is our first WrestleMania experience.
It's good publicity for those women from NXT.
And it's a good experience.
Because one day you might be headlining a WrestleMania.
And do you really... You can see how involved Triple H is on a personal note.
Yeah.
Like, he feels a certain satisfaction when someone he brought up is making it. And you can see that in Triple H's eyes. That it's not all about...
being the heel character that he is.
Yeah, he's good at being the heel on TV, but he's really what NXT is. He is NXT.
And it was good that he got those 3 because, number one, like I said, it's great publicity, it's good experience, and it gets the crowd and the people watching, hey, wait a minute, 3 girls from NXT are on the grandest stage at WrestleMania? Interesting.
That documentary was spectacular.
It was really good.
Very good. And I'm really looking forward to more of that series.
I hope
because they announced new series. So I'm assuming there's more episodes.
It's going to be like a Monday.
Hopefully there's a SummerSlam edition. Hopefully there's a Survivor Series edition.
And a Royal Rumble
edition. And just keep it to the big ones.
Yeah.
To the big events.
But I'm glad they started with WrestleMania.
But either way, I'll take whatever they got. If they even have just a Monday Night Raw version of that, I'll take that also.
Because I like to know what goes on backstage.
It's really cool.
It was. I thought that was the best thing they put on the network.
Like, for example, if they did that when the Shield broke up,
I want to see I hope the guy. They might do something like that because that happened after Payback. So you might see something around that time.
That's what I'm saying. That show could have started at Mania and then continuously recorded.
I want to see.
So maybe that's one of the episodes, hopefully.
I hope, because I want to see what the work is in having the Shield break up. What actually had to happen for that to actually, who was behind it, who orchestrated, the storyline to have, Seth Rollins go against Ambrose and Reigns, turn on him. I want to know who orchestrated it, who were the figures behind the breakup, you know what I'm saying? Who put it into the storyline? I hope they do something like that. It would be something to watch.
There's some things that I just remembered that I just want to hit on that I forgot to mention. The finish for the Royal Rumble main event was awesome. It was a curve stomp turned into a F5.
Yes!
Which I forgot to mention, but that was awesome.
That was good. The double German suplex to J&J Security.
That also... Devon doing the 3D.
You mean R-Truth? R-Truth.
R-Truth. You see how I got...
Well, we can put him as Devon.
He's a black dude.
Exactly.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Exactly.
And he said, get the table. And even everybody in the room...
We're carrying tables.
Because they used to watch ECW back in the day.
And then they showed
that was a moment.
And then when they saw the Dudleys going to WWE, okay... They took their ECW heritage, brought it into World Wrestling Entertainment, okay? It was good to see. Okay? It was really good to see. I mean, I was going crazy when I heard Devon. I was like,
the crowd was chanting Devon.
yeah, and they were chanting EC Dub, EC Dub. I thought that was really good.
Here's on my notes, I forgot to say. JBL says Sin Cara is Spanish for eliminate.
Yes.
I had to tell everybody. Like,
That was good. That was good.
If
That
you don't
was.
like a lot of people give JBL.
Did you
of
see?
shit, but
Speaking of,
Come on,
I forgot
he's funny.
we forgot to put this into the segment for Raw, if you want to call it that. Anyway, did you see the segment with JBL when they started off that special Raw, as they called it?
yeah, he was like outside.
He was doing his own Al Roker impression,
Yeah.
and there was a picture. I saw it on NoDQ.com. It's a good site, by the way. That they were on the roof, and guess who was to the left? It was Vince McMahon.
Oh, I see that.
Vince McMahon was on the roof giving JBL telling JBL what to say. Vince McMahon was at that Raw in the headquarters.
Yeah, I know he was there. He was just playing the behind the scenes role. The main event, the triple threat match, I forgot to say, when John Cena first came out, they were chanting, John Cena sucks.
They did that in October.
John Cena sucks. And John Cena stood there like a pro, and he orchestrated them to
Yeah.
keep
Okay.
going.
Speaking
Like
of the
how
yeah,
Bray Wyatt does.
right. Yeah.
He said, continue.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't phase
Okay.
him, and I give him a lot of props for that.
He did that when I went to Raw in October. Okay, he did that. When I went to the house show in December at Madison Square Garden, he did the whole garden, except for the little kids, were doing the John Cena. So I was one of them doing John Cena sucks. Vanessa next to me was going, "Let's go Cena." I was like, Cena just sucks.
Wow, that reminded me just now. The podcast you have to listen to tonight on the way home if you can. It's Chris Jericho interviewing Miz and Ms. Dow. It is hilarious. He stays in character for the first couple minutes.
Who, Miz or Ms.
Ms.
Dow?
Dow stays in character.
Really?
And repeats every end of word that Miz is saying. Like,
Wow.
And then Miz says, "I'm too big for this," and leaves.
Wow.
And then Ms. Dow acts, and then it becomes a real podcast after that.
Okay.
But it's really cool to hear his story, and everything he went through and all the different.
Interesting. I gotta check that out.
The beginning was hilarious.
I'm gonna check that out when I'm on the subway home.
Really, it was.
That was good though. But that's about it.
That's about it.
I mean,
But it was a big week. We had to wait a couple days to do the review because 1, the storm was crazy, and 2, come on, they canceled Raw.
and
they were pretty much making SmackDown
Raw,
So,
yeah.
And anyway,
It was basically a super show.
Yeah, this is the super show. So that's what I'm.
I mean, like you said, they canceled Raw. They shut down the city.
We love a total impactful SmackDown. Because Raw didn't happen. So we love a total impactful SmackDown.
I mean, they shut the city down. They shut the MTA down. A lot of people hyped it. Because we were supposed to get.
All in all, the whole week of wrestling was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
Complaints.
I mean, I got nothing to complain.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is not ready, but guess what? No one else is ready either.
We can't turn it back. We can't.
I'll take it. Everybody's canceling the network. You're an idiot. And this is Mr. Caldero.
You're missing February.
February.
No, February.
It's February.
February.
You put that beat.
Okay. Okay. You want to have a little? Okay. I want to. Okay. I'm gonna put this out there.
People are not. No.
No.
Don't do
No.
People don't care about.
If you. Okay.
Do you
what?
know how many people are listening to this and gonna be like, these buffoons are really trying to make me hashtag the dumbest things ever.
Okay, what do you think, fans?
I'm not contributing.
Fans, what are they asking you to?
This is the dumbest thing we're asking. No.
Yes.
You should've known.
Yes.
No, I'm doing the dance. No.
What do you think sounds better, February or February?
It already sounds better when you say it. February. It sounds so good.
Hashtag February if you think Freebuary sounds good, or hashtag Freebuary if you think Freebuary sounds good.
Okay, do that if you're a psychopath.
And we'll hopefully have some results by the time we do our show next week.
People subscribe, like, share. This is We Lovin' and Total Pack Full Smackdown Raw Royal Rumble review.
And remember, Freebuary on the WWE Network.
And we will see you in Freebuary
Freebuary!
for $3.99.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
And watch the podcast, YouTube. We're always $3.99.
Free the podcast.
We're $3.99 every week. So, Mr. Caldero, Chris Corey, the future, we will see you next week.
Free week.
Is it spending time with loved ones? Is it money? Perhaps it's a memory that you hold dear. Maybe something nostalgic from your childhood. For me, I'm different. I find enjoyment in the types of things that your mommy and daddy have shielded you from your entire life. I am not like you. I'm different. I'm legion amongst men. I fear nothing, living or dead. So I ask you, what makes you smile? Because after what transpires next, I promise it will be hard for you to ever smile again. Run.